about this time.
Legacy.
Strap yourselves in.
Legacy.
Let's take you on this ride with Nexxlegacy.
Go.
We a radio station for the people,
Right here for you people.
providing hella heat.
Let's go get it.
Let's get to it. Nexxlegacy Radio, we're coming through your room. Interviews on deck with guests listening to. Hashtag and imagine if it was you. What's happening? We packing with people coming through. How about you? Lace it up, we ready, providing hella heat. Turned up, we racing to it. Track meet. Y'all ready for this journey of a lifetime? This Nexxlegacy agent just like fine wine. Tune in.
Every day.
Nexxlegacy.com. Getting you ready for this interview. Let's get to it.
Radio station for the people.
Yeah. We got hella heat. We got hella heat.
Let's go.
Yeah. And this is Nexxlegacy Sports. I'm Brandon alongside Denai Azure, and we have a beautiful guest, Nevada Storm repping,
Yes.
athlete of the wonderful Women's Football League. Miss Sarah's in the house, and I appreciate you for hanging out with us. How's it going tonight?
Going pretty well, just relaxing on this Saturday evening. We had practice earlier today. It was a great day for it, so yeah.
So I want the listeners and myself and Danielle included to get to know you a little bit. So I would love to see not just the position you are currently playing right now for the Storm, but how'd you get started playing football?
Well, so growing up, I actually didn't play any sports. I grew up as a dancer. I did everything from ballet and jazz, tap, all of that. I did a lot of showgirl stuff, and when I graduated high school, one of my teachers was like, hey, there's this, women's football team. You should try out for it. And I was like, no, thanks. I don't want to do that. But one day I went to the tryouts. I, finally brought myself to it. And I was really, really excited. And ever since then, it's been a huge part of my life.
What position are you playing right now for the Storm?
So this year I'll be running back and outside linebacker.
It's interesting hearing you say this when you have not just not playing football or haven't played football before, but you said no sports whatsoever. Is that what I'm getting?
Yeah, I mean, my senior year, so I went to a school that didn't have athletics, and my senior year of high school, I ran track for the school that I was zoned for, but even at that, I only went to track practice once a week.
Okay.
So that's the extent of my, sports background.
But that's cool though, because you picked up football apparently pretty quickly. Was there like an awkward moment as you're trying to learn the sport that you're like, I don't know what's going on here. Somebody got to help me out, or you were able to get it pretty quick?
Yeah, no. If you see me now and the knowledge that I have now, you never would have guessed like how it was my first year. I didn't know the difference between offense and defense. I didn't know anything. It was pretty embarrassing when I was at practice, and they would tell you to like run a hitch or like do a down block, and I had no idea what those things were. I didn't know the difference. I didn't know, but I feel like the strategy of the game started to pick up really well for me, and then all of the extra, technique and that kind of stuff came later.
See, that's a testimony to you, though, Sarah, because you were a quick study then. Because I know some people who knows about football, but they don't know, and they've been watching it, but still don't know it and or understand it, and it's years. So you were able to pick it up fairly quick. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, thank you.
What intrigued you about running back, though?
I like that position. I like being able to make quick decisions and run through people. So
Hey.
yeah.
Okay. And as far as your linebacking, playing that dual role as well. So, I'm taking it because you mentioned track, so that means you're pretty fast and you like to hit.
Yeah. Again, so then on defense, that's really great too. It comes in handy, and I think my dance background helps me stay light on my feet. So yeah, I like playing on defense too, being able to react and go make some stops.
Okay. Danielle?
It was funny. I was just telling Charles about that. I was like, oh, she's a dancer. Oh, that's what's helping her.
Right. That's what we were going to talk to you about.
Absolutely. Because people don't understand when you're a dancer, you have to be so athletic. You have to be light on your feet, and you have to have that power.
Exactly.
What do you think is the biggest misconception when it comes to women's football?
Well, the first thing that I always get asked is it real football? Do you wear pads or is it lingerie? And so I think when people think of women's football, they don't see it as a high caliber sport. They don't see it as something with real athletes, and it's really not that at all. We have very talented people, very athletic people. It's exactly what you would expect regular football to be. It is regular football. And I think that's something that people just don't understand.
I think that, especially for me, from a guy's perspective, it's funny that you mentioned that. A lot of people will throw out the lingerie. They will throw out like you said, is it real? But what intrigues me is people with the misconceptions, or even just the talk about it as they get to know it and they watch you all play. I think some people are realizing that not only is it real, these women are skilled. Like they're skilled in more than some men too. You know what I'm saying? So it's intriguing that you get that reaction, but also I think the realization when they really get to know exactly the league in itself, they're finding out that, oh yeah, these are some dope women that can actually put on some pads and play.
Exactly.
Danielle?
What would you say is your main motivation when you're in that time and you're not feeling so good when it comes to your team?
What helps keep me motivated is I really want to better myself, and I really like the challenge that football brings to me. And so I just need to keep reminding myself that this is a challenge for me to overcome. And when I'm not feeling so motivated, that's just another challenge for me to overcome. And so I try to help use that to fuel when I'm at practice or in games and that kind of stuff.
We're gonna go back to football in a minute, but tell me a little bit about dance. We went on your social media. We saw some pictures and things like that as far as just your dancing background. So as people are getting to know you, not just part of a women's football league, but they're getting to know the athlete that is Sarah. Tell us a little bit about your dance background. How'd you get started doing that?
So when I was younger, I started dancing when I was 8, which is a little bit on the older side for when you start dance. I actually wanted to be a gymnast, but that didn't end up happening. So I started dance, and I really fell in love with it. I started just one class a week, and then as the years went on, I started taking, 3, 4, 5 classes a week, and then it turned into I was always at the dance studio 7 days a week, 15, 20 hours a week, doing multiple shows, competitions, just all of that. I haven't been dancing as much recently because I have, work, and with football, it makes it difficult, but I still manage to find at least one show a year that I can participate in. And so I just had one in December, and that was a lot of fun. I used to do that one every year for 10 years. So.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I mean, the fact that you still will, add it to your life is important. I think it gives a balance too. I mean, because of work, like you said, because of football that you said, to find something that you still have passion for that you've been doing since you were younger, it's pretty cool though. It's pretty cool. So you mentioned ballet. What other type of dance is there that you've done before that you love doing, or is ballet your number one?
I would say that ballet is probably my favorite style. I wouldn't necessarily say it's my strength, not that it's a weakness, but the show that I did just recently was actually a tap style. It was more of like what you would see from the New York City Rockettes. It was that style, but I've done everything in between. When I would compete, a lot of times we would do more of like a jazz style, a lyrical style. I would compete tap sometimes, and yeah.
Okay. Danielle?
So give me one of your favorite moments from being on stage and one of your favorite moments from being on the field.
I would say that they're actually pretty similar. I mean, my favorite part of dance was the performing, being on stage, having the people there to watch you and enjoy. I love being the entertainer. And so, there was this moment pretty recently when I was on stage, and right at the end, you do your final pose, the music stops, and everybody starts clapping. And it's just, there's something about being on that stage with the lights and seeing all of the people in the audience that it just fills me with so much joy, that I know that being in front of people is what I was meant to do. And then being on the football field, pretty similar, after, scoring a touchdown or making a really great stop on defense and having the people there excited and cheering and watching. It's another, very similar feeling for me. And that's what I enjoy about being on the football field.
It's a thrill. I think, just playing. I've never danced or danced professionally like that. And plus, you wouldn't want to see me do that either. But it just playing. I played college, but it's a whole different deal when you do hear that crowd when you make a play or a stop or something like that. It's a whole different kind of adrenaline that does flow in you. That's you can't beat that feeling at all. Since coming onto the Storm, and the Storm has a good history. They've been winning some championships. They have some good athletic history as far as the locker room just the atmosphere and things like that, and just kind of like a winning culture. So when you came in, was it, and I'm hearing the different things that I'm hearing from the athletes and the head coach, family unit. Everyone's really close. We're learning more about each other as we go. There's a humble nature to your flow. Did you sense that when you first came on the team?
Yeah. So I joined the team in 2018. That was my first season. And I felt very welcomed by everybody, from the coaching staff, from the players. I felt like this was a place that I wanted to be. Even now, some of my closest, best friends have come from the team. And so I definitely think after having joined that, yes, it is a family to me. So.
Cool. Danielle, go ahead.
I think the one thing, because we just spoke some more, I think the one thing that really stood out to me was how she talked about how you all protect each other. Yeah. And so what do you think, what makes, with that situation, makes you all stand out from other teams?
Well, so I don't know how other teams' dynamics really work, but I do know that other teams, especially the ones from the big cities, I don't know how close they all are, that they have players coming from different cities or different states. Even they have people coming from all over to come and play for them, whereas here, you know, we're a pretty small city. We have run into each other outside of the team before. We all know each other, and I think that really helps, is the dynamic of our city itself and how it translates to our team.
So who's the most vocal of the team? Who is the prankster of the team? And who is the more high strung? Meaning, come game time, you have to literally like hold her for a second and be like, calm down. We're gonna get through this game. I need you to focus. What are those three people? Who are those three people? Or should I say, is one of those three people you?
Well, I would say that the vocal one, the one who really takes lead and charge, definitely our quarterback Mo. She's always the one there uniting people, bringing people together, especially when there is a conflict between players. Sometimes that happens, you know, whatever, but she's definitely always the one there to help mediate and bring us all back together, remind us what we're here for, what we're playing for. The jokester of the team, I would definitely say, is probably number 21, JJ. She's one of our best friends. She's always out there pranking people, trying to scare people. Definitely jokester. Love her a lot. As for the last one, kind of more of like a hothead, I would say sometimes that could be me.
Okay.
Sometimes I get kind of heated in the moment, and I need, you know, people like Mo to come be like, calm down. It'll be okay.
Okay. So, I mean, can you name a moment where you were like that, where you were so active or wound up to the point where Mo needed to come in and just kind of, you know, relax there? We got this.
Oh my goodness, my first year we were playing in Houston, and I had my hair in braids. It was the first time I ever had my hair braided for a game, and a girl pulled me by my braid and pulled me to the ground. I was so heated. I was so mad. So I would say that was probably a pretty hot moment for me, but we got through it. We came back, and it was okay.
That's what's up. Up.
It's funny, I play a contact sport, but I really don't like being touched.
Yay!
There were times when I get tackled to the ground, and, you know, even my own teammates come over to try to help me up, and I just have to tell them, don't touch me. I don't want to be touched.
Hey, but Sarah, I get it, because you know what? I hear it from like other athletes. I remember hearing something, and it's NFL. So I remember hearing something from Jerry Rice. He would always say that when he catches the ball, he always would run scared because he did not want to get tackled or hit, blah, blah, blah. So I get it, especially with you being a running back. Ooh, that's tough, because when you get the ball, you got everybody after you, right? So, you know. And also, says the woman who plays on defense that actually hits people too. So
I don't mind the hitting part necessarily. I think it's more so the like after, you know. So
makes sense.
So what would you say would be your advice to young girls who are watching you play and think they might want to get involved?
I would say that if you have any interest, any thoughts at all of doing it, just do it. I mean, especially someone like me who has absolutely no football knowledge, no sports knowledge. You know, if you just put yourself out there, you never know what could happen, right? Like, I feel like if I hadn't gone that day, I wouldn't be as successful as I am now. And this is coming from someone who has no experience. And now I really love it. I have a large group of people that I consider some of my closest friends. It's a family. It's more than just the sport. And so if there's any girl or woman out there who is even considering the thought of joining the team or trying out, to just go for it. Do it. You might surprise yourself, because I know that I did.
I think it's super important, especially for young women out there who are inspired and may be inspired by what you're saying now, because they're probably going to go to their local city or state and figure out, is there a women's league here that I can be a part of, or something to that nature. But also, I have a daughter that's 20 right now, and listening to women like you, and we talked to Mo and others before, and it's cool to be able to see that, but also hear that as well, because I'm sure, when you're at practice, you're probably running into young girls that's out there as well, and they're watching you all practice and play, and it's pretty cool that they can be inspired to be the next Sarah or the next Mo or whoever else that they're intrigued by as far as what their skills are on the field. And it's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Danielle?
Yes, and that's what's so important when it comes to young girls, and being able to have those inspirations. I think the one thing I love about your team is that you talk the one of the missions is to inspire women and to inspire discipline.
Mm-hmm.
So who would you say in the team definitely embodies the mission of the team?
I think that, again, Mo, our quarterback, she's just such an inspirational and influential person. And I really think that she is that person for the team. She's always out there advocating for everyone and for everything. And, other women out there, and this idea of, the discipline, and this is for everyone. She's dedicated and all of that.
Love it. I love it. I think it's cool that I know we mentioned and we talked about just the importance of the women's league and how it inspires others. But when you first joined, what was the in addition to what were people saying as far as just not the skepticism or whatnot, but the fact that you started in 18 and you're still playing now that they've had a chance to really kind of see you absorb a few seasons in, what has been the conversation and the talk now? Has it gone from, wow, I didn't know anything about that, to, whatever, they thought that it was, to now it's like, oh, wow, this is really a big thing?
Yeah. When I tell people that play football now, it's less of, oh, well, do you wear pads? Do you wear helmets? And more of, oh, where can I watch a game? How can I be involved? That kind of stuff, which is great. I think that we are really building our fan base and getting the community involved more, which is, I think, one of the better things to have happen.
I love it. And I was telling, not just Coach Garza, and anybody that we've been interviewing over the last couple of weeks, I just think it's cool. I've never experienced a women's game. So this April, when you guys start, I'm there. I have to be. I mean, I'm in the Bay Area, so it's nothing but an hour flight to come out and
let's go
see. You know what I mean? But the cool thing about it is, just to experience just everything that we would normally see in like NFL or IFL or XFL or whatever, to be able to see that on the women's level. And I think it's excellent. And with everything that you said, as far as your bio, how you've gotten to be where you are right now, where you're headed in general, what else do you see yourself doing in addition to the different things that you're doing right now?
Well, I currently work as an elementary science teacher, and I've been really enjoying that. I love science. That's my background. I have my degree in physics, actually. And so for future, I hope that I can do more with my physics degree and get more involved with, laboratory science and that kind of stuff.
Cool. I love it though. Teacher by day, gridiron, football, running back, linebacker by night.
Yep.
Oh, love it. Love it. Love it. Go ahead, Danielle.
So right before you're ready to go out onto the field, what is in your playlist?
Ooh, what is in my playlist? I don't really listen to music right before. We in the locker room usually have stuff playing. I personally really enjoy rock music, so
Okay.
I would definitely say that I would use that to get me pumped up before a game. But I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
So rock music. Who's what group? What band? What's up?
Well, one of my favorite bands is Shinedown. They actually came to Reno last year. I got to see them. I've seen them in concert twice. They're one of my favorite bands. You got me on the spot, so now I can't think of any others.
Always happens. It always happens. You know this.
Yeah. But, classics.
Now I love it though, because you get like some people can get an edge when they come out in the locker room. I was looking at some games and stuff like that, and I know as a group some people may come out to theme music or whatever the case may be, but I know some people have their own specific way of hyping themselves up, so to speak, right? So it's kind of cool that you have your own in your own lane too. So Sarah, as we get ready to wrap it up, a couple of more questions. One question I have, Denia said and asked about what's in your playlist. I'm going to ask another one. And what is, in addition to everything that you are doing, do you have another hobby? And can you fit that in your busy schedule right now as far as that goes? So do you have a current hobby though?
I like to play video games sometimes. I'm not a huge gamer. That's not at all what I'm saying. But I do like to play video games. I've got a Switch that I play. And
what are you playing right now?
Oh, well, I love Mortal Kombat.
Hey, okay.
So I like to play that. It's been a little difficult to get on and play with how busy, practice is. We go pretty late at night, and then I'm at school the next morning, but when I get a chance to, I like to play.
Mortal Kombat, it's always been a throwback.
Yeah.
It's just like, once you pick it up though, it's kind of like, all right, an hour later, and then you kind of have to hype yourself to put it back down. But then when you do it's kind of like a tug of war. Like once you start though, it's different. It's different. So, in Mortal Kombat, I just love like finishing moves and everything else that comes with it. Come on, Sarah, you already know that's always been a favorite. What's your favorite person that you play with?
Oh, well, come on, Scorpion. Of course.
That's my girl. That's what's up. Okay.
Yeah, I love him.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is cool. And finally, I'm gonna leave it in your hands, and I want you to definitely shout out who you need to shout out, direct traffic to your social media and everything else that you have going on. And also, I just want people to get to know you as well. So please shout out the world, give out names, and then tell people where to go on your social media status as well.
Cool. Well, definitely shout out my mom. She's been, my biggest support through all of this. She's been there every step of the way, all of my games. She's come into our away games, and I'm just very thankful to have her and her support through the years with football and dance and everything else that, I take on. If you want to get to know me more, you can check out my Instagram. My Instagram handle is Hey Sarah is Cooking. I'm not on Twitter very much. Facebook, just Sarah Colangelo. Yeah.
Hey Sarah, it's Cooking. How did you get that handle?
Oh boy. I mean, I made it when I was, 13 or whatever. And my friend and I thought we were starting something by calling things cooking. So
I got you.
You know, Sarah's cooking. That's how it came.
Hey,
and
listen,
I've never
you can
changed
still, hey, Sarah, you can still have it in football terms, because what's wrong with running back Sarah cooking when she busts through the line for a touchdown, right? So, you know, you could, like, I know The Rock has that head, you know, what The Rock is cooking. Hey,
see?
How come it can't be Sarah on the football field that's cooking too?
Exactly. You get me, see?
I get you. I get you. I get you. Now listen, Danielle, go ahead and do your closing thank yous before I give her mine.
No, absolutely. It was such a pleasure to get to meet you. I cannot wait to get to meet you guys in person. The energy from everyone that we've interviewed has just been absolutely amazing. So thank you so much.
I'm gonna have to do a theme song for Sarah though, because she got hey, you know, listen, if Sarah's cooking, I'm gonna have to hook her up with one or something. Have to come up with a nice little theme song for Sarah. So we gotta let the world know she's cooking. Listen, you could even cook being a linebacker too. How many sacks you could have? That's hot. How many tackles for loss? That's hot too.
Yep.
That's hot. And if it's hot, what is it? You cooking it though. I'm just saying there's a lot of things we can go with this, Sarah. I'm just saying, stick with me. Watch. We're not done with this whole interview life that we have. So we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out.
I see
but
it.
In the meantime, keep that. Don't change that. But bigger than that though, as we close, not only do I appreciate you, you know what I'm saying, from a male's perspective, but also you're giving so much light to a lot of young ladies and young lady athletes that is trying to figure it out because of you and because of what you're doing currently right now. So that goes a long way, because I would rather see I'm going there. I'd rather see the women be inspired by this than something else that's not going to mean anything and matter, that's super hollow, that doesn't have their own stamp of approval, that they can wake up saying that, hey, you know what, I'm my best self, being an athlete, you know, practicing, putting in that work, being determined to be bigger than what they are right now. And I think, you know, you're definitely on that role model path when it comes to that too. So, you know, it's a good thing.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Hey, Sarah, you're cooking, girl. You're doing it.
There's cooking.
Right. That's right. Sarah, I appreciate it on behalf of Nexxlegacy Sports. Everybody as well. Y'all see it on the thing. NevadaStormFootball.com is the website as well. Listen, this team is, I'm already talking to a few of y'all. Y'all just coming off real special. So come April, I'm just hoping that I get to see it unfold in person, live, the greatness that is the Nevada Storm.
Ooh, I'm ready.
Just saying. Sarah, I appreciate it, dear. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you for allowing me to be part of this. This was awesome. Thank you.
Hey, Sarah, you're cooking. You got this.